Next on the agenda is an introduction to the AI for Science program, presented by Gergely Szertics, head of the AI for Science program.
Thank you very much. So, about the AI for Science program, we started with the AI for Science program that Roland introduced, and then, as also Roland introduced, we're expanding that to being an AI for Impact program. We think that AI has a lot to deliver and that it's definitely not waiting for the transition to come, so we can move forward on this front. So I brought two things for you today. One of them is that how do we approach AI? So what kind of AI are we trying to use as a support service? And the other one is 5 specific things that we would like to deliver to you today and starting the next weeks that hopefully can make your researchers happy. So we have 4 programs now. We have the AI for Science that we support the scientists with. We want all scientists to be able to use AI in their research. There, the scientists know what they want and they need a tiny bit of help from AI that makes it easier. We have 2 new programs, the AI for Efficiency and the AI for Innovation programs, that are supporting scientists with domains that are not related to their specific research activities, but related to go-to-market or related to grant management or any other admin stuff where also AI can be of great help. And we have an AI-first science approach that we also launched because AI is also disrupting science, and we want to help scientists prepare for the disruption layer as well. So, what kind of AI? The end of last year, there was a regulating artificial general intelligence test, and it saturated. The current models achieved human-level intelligence on those tests. So this year, we established, not us, but globally, we established a very promising and a very positive noted test called Humanity's Last Exam. Right? It's really promising and lovely. But it was designed to measure artificial general intelligence. And already this year, it shows big progress. The only reason I'm showing this is that the only thing we know for sure about AI is that it is developing extremely fast. So what we have to deal with is not only the state of AI, but the process of development in terms of AI. And what kind of developments do we have to pay attention to when we design a system that can support an organization with AI? There are 3 lanes that we try to look into. One of them is the development of intelligence itself. So 2 years ago, it was in a high school level. Maybe this year, it's somewhere on the university level, and then a lot of people are saying that in a few years it's going to be PhD level or above. If we really take this seriously, that there might be AIs who have PhD level intelligence, that's our business, then how should we approach science differently? But it's not only the intelligence that is developing. There's another domain that AIs can be more and more specialized in different kind of domains. So it's not just the general intelligence, but we can have foundation models for, let's say, bioinformatics or genetics or chemicals. These specialists can perform a lot better in their respective domains, and it's really hard to follow how they are proliferating. And the third lane that we have to pay attention to is that these models, and so the systems that are built around these models, are more and more capable of actions. So they can actually do stuff, not just think about stuff. They can use tools that they are provided with. They can use tools to conduct experiments, or they can even use each other's as tools, and potentially even humans as tools to collaboratively create new insights. So there are these three streams that are both evolving, and they're bringing different kinds of results for the scientific community. But they need different approaches that how do we address them. So this is why we implemented these three kind of approaches of AI that we call augmented intelligence, automated intelligence, and autonomous intelligence. The first two are with us. They can be used, they can be every day can be implemented. The third is something that we see coming on the horizon, and we would like the scientists to be aware of them and then explore them. So these three layers is one, the augmented intelligence is when, maybe this is a better overview, is that I am, or the researcher is the person who is in charge, who is in action, who's doing everything. It may discuss a few things with these models. So it only gives a partial task to the model. Then we have the automated intelligence, when we say that there are several agents who are designed to take over a part of a specific process. They are designed to help a workflow that is already engineered to help with a bigger chunk of a process. And then, of course, we have the autonomous intelligence that is not there yet, but we see that it's coming. That what if, and I think that in science it's important to ask these kind of what if questions, that what if there is an intelligence that could be at our level or higher than us, then how can we direct them? How can we be more productive in the general pursuit of scientific discoveries? So we think that these three kind of intelligences need different kind of approaches. The first one is technically broadband distribution of different kind of tooling, teaching about how you can use ChatGPT / all of the other open source tools that are now even more capable. So it's more of a cultural thing. That's why we have the AI Ambassador program, why we have trainings, why we have the technical background. In the automated intelligence, we have to take processes and then can automate them or find tools that are already automating them and deliver these tools to support with specific processes. Processes like innovation, go-to-market, grant management, administrative processes. These are all great candidates for being automated. And in the autonomous intelligence, we think that we need an organizational approach where we find a squad. That is what we launched, an AI squad who would like to explore these boundaries and then bring back the insights that they find on the frontiers of AI to the organization so that we can digest and then start preparing, spreading, evaluating if this is close or far. But it has to have some kind of a pioneering team to explore this. So we think that this is one of the reasons why we need 4 programs, that AI for Science is mainly for augmented intelligence. AI for Efficiency and Innovation has a mixture of augmented and automated intelligences. And in AI for Science, we're focusing on automated and autonomous intelligence kind of explorations. So this is about the general approach. Now, let me be a lot more pragmatic on what kind of things have we delivered, and then what we would like to give the scientific community to help you with. So in each, we have a few things to show you that what we can deliver. The first one is the AI toolkits. So what we have now is a Gen AI for Science platform that has deployed the open source models to the Science Cloud that scientists can use for different kind of applications on scaled processing of linguistic information or any other research that they would like to conduct. This is available for all of your scientists now. What we have now worked on and would like to, again, spread out is the CWAT, an online image annotation tool. We see that a lot of the projects that are coming towards us as an AI support center all around image segmentation / video segmentation. Again, the Science Cloud is a big help here. We could deploy this tooling that if you have a lot of images that needs labeling and you would like to sort out all of the others based on the labels that you have, then it can learn based on your labels how to segment, in this case, a flower, but any other kind of things. Again, a very useful tool. And what is coming up is the open source versions of protein and gene sequencing models that we would like to host, again, in the Science Cloud. So this is a new level of using the Science Cloud, not for only the infrastructure, but software as a service kind of solutions. We hope that we will be able to deploy AlphaFold, Chai, Evo kind of sequencing solutions in May. The next thing that we've been working on is to help you as leaders with AI. So how can we create a map of what the Hungarian Research Network is engaged in? For this, we have downloaded all of the MTMT publications, but the titles, whatever is there in MTMT, not everything, and then created a similarity space from these publications, which gave us a very interesting space. And this is what we would like to give you as well. This space can be used for clustering different kind of competences or areas of research, and then an interesting way to map the competencies on top of the institutions. The other interesting thing that we can use this for is to use this to see that how the interests of domains are shifting in time. So where were interests in the past, and then how is it shifting to new domains in the present? The third way that we want to use this for is how can we identify key collaboration domains? That what are the domains in the topic sense that has several institutions interested in these domains? And also we would like to bring it out to be a partner finder. If we have a similarity space, then we can just simply say that this is what I'm engaged in. Is there anyone else who is engaged in a similar topic? Or if we would like to open it up towards the industry, if an industrial partner says that this is the kind of research I'm interested in, or I would like to work in, please give me all of the publications or researchers or institutions that might be of my interest. And last, what we saw happening in the first demo phase is that we can bring it down to the institution level. And if we bring it down to the institution level, then we can see that how the departments of that institution and their topics are overlaying, and then seems to be a big help for the institutions itself. So these are the technologies that we would like to give you. On one hand, deployed on the extranet, we have this space of interest. You can click on a specific institution, see their summary created by large language models, and then also go for topics of the Hungarian Research Network and then organize them by what kind of what are the topics that has the most institutional interests. And the third thing is that we have this kind of map of what are the topics that can be filtered or organized or colored by the institutions. As you can see, now we are in the agricultural space. And also, we can label them by time. So there you can see that how the interest is shifting from brighter to more dark red domains. So this is what we can offer for you to dive into. And the other thing that we launched and would like you to benefit from is the partner finder, that if you just drop or any researcher drops that this is what I would like to research, then what are the similar papers that are within the network? So maybe I can start networking with these people. Of course, we will be able to use this externally. First, this is tested, this is all beta, but you can see that what are the similar publications to the research itself. And then you can go link it to the MTMT. We did not want to replicate the MTMT, but build a new layer on top. And this is what we would like to, if you're interested, again, whoever approaches us, we can help. We did this for the Agricultural Research Center, that for them, what is their local domain map? And you can ask the leaders that how good they found it, but it's really interesting to dive into the different kind of topics, how they map onto the departments, and then how they shift over time. What are the most current ones? How they have changed over time. So this is a bunch of stuff that we would like to provide you with, again, if you're interested. The next one is how we can support efficiency. So anything that is not related to research. The main thing that is not related to research that we get from all of the AI ambassadors is grants. That we have a grant process, finding grants, evaluating if they're good for us, writing grants, and managing the submitted grants. In each phase, we think AI can help. Our first focus is on evaluating grant opportunities. What we have built specifically is that in Nextcloud, if your grant management responsible creates a folder structure, and then for each folder they collect all of the documentation of the grant, then we can create on top a chatbot, so that you can say that these are the grants that we have or that we have collected the information from, and then I can ask questions like in ChatGPT, but it's all running on Science Cloud in our own environment built by our own team, and then also hopefully refined through your feedbacks by our team. Of course, we would like to expand this to other domains of supporting the grant process. Just like Roland said, that the best hope is that we get very fast to, if you're managing a grant that you already gained, then you can have all of your reports, your invoices, your meeting memos, and then the structure of the expected report, and then an LLM can help you with create the first draft of all of the information that you have collected. Next on is the AI for innovation. AI for innovation has been one of the the most fun parts of what we have done in the past 3 months, because it is helping researchers in going to market with their ideas, transforming what they have achieved scientifically into something that is more marketable and then can be consumed by someone who has a problem. So here's an example of Proplanta that we created. This was the original site. It's how much fertilizer do you need for a specific field of land. And we transformed this original site into a new website with very clear value propositions of who might need this, what kind of value propositions can we provide them with, why is it important for them, what kind of problems do they have. So transforming something that is natural for scientists, a result, into responding to a pain point. This kind of transformation is a very, very big transformation, and there are tons of very, very exciting AI tools that can help with this. So on one hand, we have come up with totally new websites in a few sessions, and also we have created the pipeline of who might be interested, boiling down all the way to specific people who could be emailed and written the email for their specific potential needs. And I think this is why I say this was a lot of fun. It was we had 2 projects, the Proplanta from Nándor Fodor and Roland Holus, and the 3DX program from Péter Horváth and Ákos Diósi. You can see their reviews. It's been a lot of fun working with them, and a lot of progress moving forward to how you can transform something that is a research insight into an innovation that can be marketed. So as a next step, we would like to distill this into a 2-day workshop for innovators who would like to use these tools. This is not something that we developed. This is something that we scouted. There are a lot of other programs that has the same problem. They have an idea and they want to market it. If we have if we have the same problem as everyone else, then most probably there's a tool for that. In AI, this is extremely true. So we found very, very exciting tools that we have put together into a roadmap of how can you go from having a domain to defining value propositions, doing market research, doing business modeling, all the way up to having your own website that is already responding to potential customers, having social media presence, and then having potential emails that these are the people you can approach. Of course, in 2 days, we're not gonna make you $10 million, right? But what we can give you is to expose you to how your product could be marketed. And you start a fast iteration cycle on how you can refine, and this is what's happened with both projects, how you can refine your value proposition so that it could have a better product market fit. So this is something that we would like to offer in May again. The first innovation workshop for anyone who's interested. Of course, limited number of people. But it's, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And lastly, what do we do in the AI-first science space? We define AI-first science as something that would like to disrupt science, where we're not using AI as a tool that this is just a help for you to better collect the data from a large database or better find fish in an aquarium. AI is good for that. But what if we have these kind of really, really advanced AI systems how should we redefine the scientific process itself? Of course, we're not doing this. We're not scientists. We're just making the space for scientists to do this. So we have an AI squad that we have now 10 people joining. And then we have an AI Explorer community who would like to just follow up with what is happening or what the AI squad has dig out. So just to give brief mentions about how this space is evolving, two very late article. One of them is the Code Scientist. This is a new version of the past year's, wouldn't say hype, but very definitely a trend of creating co-scientists. They are called AI scientists, co-scientists, code scientists, all of these kind of stuff. The idea is that I build, as an AI engineer, I build a workflow that is starting with hypothesis generation, designing the experiment, if this can be conducted, conducts the experiment, analyzes the results, and writes the paper. Of course, it's not there yet. It's kind of on the edge of delusional and revolutionary, right? But we don't know if this is delusional or revolutionary. We think that this has to be explored, and there are a lot of kind of serious people, both at Google and in different kind of laboratories, who believe that this is going to be an important case. Also, there are different approaches who are mapping our intelligence to what AIs can do already. There are stuff with the green that LLMs can do, stuff with the purple that are in research, and stuff with red that are not there yet. This is a 260 pages publication, this kind of advances and changes in foundational agents, and then tries to set the path on how and which direction can we get to foundational agents which can conduct experiments on their own. The next thing that we're doing here is the hackathon on the 5th and 6th of May. We would like to invite all of your researchers to join this hackathon right here, to have about 80 to 100 people who would like to work for 2 days on how they can rethink how science could be done. And for this, we have invited an inspirational speaker for next Wednesday, so you might want to say the date, Ross D. King. Ross D. King is original from Cambridge and now working in Sweden on something he calls the robot scientist. He has not started this today. He has been working on this for 6-7 years now. He has just accelerated his research with this, where his idea is to have an agentic system who comes up with hypotheses and a robotic lab who can deliver the actual measurements for a specific kind of research and then interpret the measurements so that these kind of things that we scare a lot in foundational models, which is hallucination, just making up blah blah, they can ground this in research. But research itself, and then the experimentation part itself, can be scaled and automated. This is his approach that he's been doing for the past 5 years. So overall, this is the width that we're providing, and hopefully you can engage with us through your ambassadors to have your own competence map or have your own help with the grant management or joining the innovation, AI for Innovation team. And then we would like to expand this capability on the department level. So not that only one ambassador has one institution, but we kindly ask you to nominate from every department someone who is going to be the correspondent for the ambassadors so that we can bring out all of these potentials to the researchers. Thank you very much.